This is my 8th year in the Army. When I first joined the Army, I wanted to be a helicopter pilot. The story is that I applied to be a helicopter pilot in the Australian Army, got selected into the Australian Defence Force Academy to study a Bachelor of Technology in Aeronautical Engineering. So following my first year in the Army in studying my Bachelor of Technology degree, they actually told me that I can't study that degree because it was for pre-selected pilots, of which I wasn't. So I had to switch over to a full Bachelor of Engineering in Aerospace Engineering. They, right at the end, I was expecting to be a pilot. They turned around and said, well, we've invested this amount of money for you to study engineering, you're going to be an engineer. Again, there was a bit of that shattered dream in my life. After getting over it, over a year in Darwin, I moved to Melbourne. I prayed to God, where does God want me? And He put in my heart to come down to Melbourne. I followed it. This is where my family is. So I reconnected firstly with my mum and my brother, which was a fantastic thing. And I believe that's what God wanted me to do, the blessing of my family. That's one thing that has helped me in my walk. God really put on my heart to focus this year solely on my personal ministry in building God's kingdom. And me as a violinist, He wanted me to plant myself in a church, a family church, which is now my home church at Enjoy, but also to serve my pastors unconditionally, you know, whether that's in music ministry, not just on platform when I am playing the violin, but, you know, if my pastor, Pastor Ash wants me to drive someone to another campus all the way in Bendigo, which is 2 hours drive, I'll do it without question. And because I was faithful in my ministry in that, within 3 months I had a call from the Army organisation to see if I had a passion for flying and see if I wanted to be a test pilot. And the selection process is probably 10 times as hard as being selected as a normal pilot, because as a test pilot you've got to be a technical engineer, and it's $1 million course invested in it. You have to actually be the top. They only send one person from the Army to do this job per every 2-3 years, so you have to actually top the selection course to get it. So here I am, at the age of 25, having done the selection, and what took me 7 years to get selected as a normal helicopter pilot took God 3 months, if that, to get selected as a test pilot, which is even better than what I'd originally dreamed of. But it was because I made the decision to build God's kingdom and leave the other side of it to God. You know, I know someone told me once that, you know, if we use what little we have to build God's kingdom, God will use amazing power to build our own small world. So my blessing has been because I've made that choice to serve under my pastors at my church unconditionally, and just to focus on kingdom ministry.